Good evening, everybody.
Hey, let me get my glasses on
Good
for this.
evening, Megan. Good evening, Rubbish Cook.
Oh, good evening, Whitney does. It is late in the evening,
It's
isn't
late
it?
in the evening, but it made me think about what my Aunt Teresa said. She's like, you guys are the dark high priestess. And I was like, well, we should fucking do a night podcast.
Okay, we're summoning tonight. We have a lot of questions about ghosts.
For real?
Well, like a handful.
Dude, I feel like we kind of have a lot of questions.
We have like 7. Did you bring anything specific to our talk?
The first thing that comes to mind, one of them pertains to a question, so I will wait for that. But yesterday I witnessed a job I never want in my life.
And it wasn't grandparent kisser?
No, it wasn't that. That's a job I want.
Mm-hmm. This
This job is chasing something you'll never catch. It's a dog catcher.
Oh, like you'll never be done?
I fucking watch this guy. I'm like, I'd rather work at Walmart during peak meth season than fucking chase a dog. You had to get a big net and the dog's
Yikes.
mad and it's hot out.
It seems so cartoonish.
He was like, I better go get the net.
He's like all slovenly and like his uniform's all crumpled.
Worst part is that there were like Karens in cars who's pulled over to like help him.
Mind your own business, ma'am.
Fucking keep driving. You're not gonna do any better than the professional.
They always want to help out. They always,
They need to interject.
That's their MO.
She pulled over and like asked me if this other dog down the road was my dog, and I'm like, go away. No.
Who appointed you governor of this moment, ma'am?
She had out of state license plates. It's like, oh, you don't know this. In Texas, there's a stray dog every other block, and they're fine. They live in someone's yard.
Yes, absolutely. I sympathize with someone like my friend who has a pit bull who she walks on a leash, and when she's going through a neighborhood and there's stray dogs everywhere, it's
that's
like
sketch.
a
That's
nutso
super sketch.
thing.
I let my dogs go like a fucking asshole because I just want to. I like what's it called, dissent? When everything just
Yeah. That's your father speaking through your voice.
go forth, create chaos.
Eat garbage, die
And
soon.
they get into a fight and there's dog blood everywhere, and I'm like, why did I do that? I was like, well, it's kind of entertaining.
Something that happened.
Did you bring anything to the round table?
I just need to shake out these
Oh,
feelings.
These nematodes? Go.
I just feel like I've been so inside my head today.
Oh, no.
But it hasn't been bad.
Oh.
It's just been like I'm getting so used to being alone. I feel like I could be alone for like 25 hours and not notice.
You're reaching a special place. And you need to get to that place in order to move on.
Okay, I'll stick with it then. I'm getting pretty good at it.
But yeah, you kind of feel like you're going nuts a little bit?
Yeah, I do. I feel a little nuts. Like, these dogs just keep bossing us around.
I stepped on Murphy like 140 times today. It was crazy. Never stepped on anything more than...
So, I brought a little piece of something that I was thinking about.
Let me chew on it.
About character and how you build character and how it's never about just taking the easy route, because you won't grow from that, but like you need a challenge in order to develop some interesting facet of a personality, And I was just wondering, like, because I remember this sentence, character is destiny. I don't know, I forget which literary work it's from.
Lord of the Rings.
It makes so much sense to me, and that it reverberates in my head so often. Like, your challenges create you, and then that is your trajectory, right?
The first thing that comes to mind are gemstones. Because like when this is the part where I'm going to hire a person that'll tell us how things are done, but it's like coal turns into diamonds, and it's a lot of, well, that's why Ruby's named Ruby, because I remember learning about that process and being like, what the fuck? What the fucking fuck?
And that's basically what happened to her inside your womb, right?
I'm like, the next...
She's a gemstone. She's a righteous gemstone.
The next child will be named Easy Peasy. Slippery.
Easy squeeze. Easy cheese.
The next child will be named One Push. So, and you know, people always talk about their best creative work comes from pressure. I don't know what the fuck that is. Some sort of facet of...
From pressure, like pressure of a deadline, or like the pressure of suffering?
Deadline. Both. I mean, don't you think that a deadline is suffering in a way?
Yes. I feel like it creates like sort of a false suffering. But I guess it's not false if you have a real deadline and it's part of your job or something.
Maybe there's something about just squeezing. Squeeze it orange and juice comes out. You know, it's like...
putting in some type of work.
Well, or maybe it's something as simple as like mechanical force. You know, it's like...
Oh, like we're back to that transition between phases, like energy moving between phases.
Right, and so if you're talking about character, what are you being squeezed with and what is coming out?
Is this are these rhetorical questions? Because I don't fucking know. Who's doing the squeezing? I guess I'm squeezing myself by forcing myself to follow through on these things that I need to do.
Who is doing the squeezing?
Who does the squeezing?
Who does the squeeze? Who is the Dr. Pimple Popper of character?
I guess that if we answered that question, we would find the seat of consciousness.
Yes, and suddenly I feel my brain shutting down.
Uh-oh, let me drink some more of this wine.
Do you ever think about stuff that in your brain just stops and you're like, uh-oh, did I just find a faulty code?
It's like somebody pulled a tiny plug really quickly, like, ooh, she wasn't supposed to make that connection.
Yeah, you're like
you made the connection for like an infinitesimally small amount of time, and that was their reaction time because they had to pull it.
I remember the first time it happened.
What was the thought? What was the connection that you made?
I was in middle school, so it was like 7th or 8th grade, and I had this sociology teacher who was like an ex-punker, but he was like the stoic military punk rock guy, and he was really scary, and he screamed at everybody all the time. And I thought he was cool because I understood that archetype. And you just have to not be afraid of that person, and then everything's fine. And I remember him looking at me and he goes, "Do you ever think about what's beyond the blackness of the universe?" And I was like,
all the time.
He goes, "You can't, right?" And I was like, oh shit. I feel like he like did some weird I was like, I can't. Why can't I? And then there were other times, mostly induced by being high, and you're like, oh man, does God fuck itself? And then you're like, then you stop and you're like,
classic question.
It's the age-old question.
Can Jesus microwave a burrito so hot that he himself could not eat it? Shit. I had a different one that I was going to offer.
What does a burrito in Jerusalem in the year 0 taste like? Also, what year is it really?
What does really mean? On whose scale?
Because not the dude who took over and made it all about Jesus and Jesus's clock.
Well, who else is counting? Like the Hebrew calendar?
Probably everyone else. That wasn't a Roman.
I know everyone's been
Roman
counting,
burrito.
but whose system do you want to go off of?
I mean, it's probably the year whatever 57,649.
Where are you supposed to start counting?
I don't know why, we started at the birth of Christ.
Don't they call it the Common Era?
Yes. Next question. Next question. I like that you and I just come back to time with no notes. No, haven't read a Michio Kaku book in a hot fucking minute. Haven't thought about it.
Man, I had a good one. It was right here.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. It might be the wine. And also, I had a beer when I was sitting by the pool earlier.
Oh, you've got a motherfucking pool.
I got a motherfucking pool, and you should swim in it with me.
Did you go
swimming?
swimming
It was really
in it?
cold. I only
Ooh.
went in up to the old booty cheeks.
Even though it was right where your giblets are. When your giblets get shocked, you're like, "Eek!"
My giblets were not ready for that cold shock.
It was weird because it was like 90 degrees out. So it's funny that your pool was so cold.
I guess it was the first day of 90. Do you think? Ay, Dios mío. Los perros.
So, we're giving away 2 dogs this evening. One is large and the other one's small. And I could say a lot about them, but I'll refrain.
One is sweet and one is sour. One is fuzzy and one is scratchy.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, I don't want to pit them against each other anymore. They're sweet. They have long fingernails.
They go clicky clacky. Doctor, why do my floors go clicky clacky?
Doctor, what's wrong with my dogs? Why do they hate me? Would you like a question,
Fuck
madam?
yeah, dude.
So we got a fair amount of questions. Thank
Oh my
you
gosh, look at you
so much.
scrolling.
So let me see if I can organize these things.
Megan, that's too many questions.
It's a lot, right?
No, let's fucking knock them out. Maybe we'll just become, what was the newspaper article, Dear Susan B. Anthony?
Yeah, where you write to Susan B. Anthony and you have to hold one of her coins as you write, and then she appears before you. You have to say her name 3 times in the bathroom with the lights off. Okay, so our first question is from Berto, who asked us a question a few times ago. Thank you, dude, for your participation. This one,
Arden Bolt,
yes.
MVP.
Have you ever heard of the geographer / anthropologist Jared Diamond? And I have. I know of a book called Guns, Germs, and Steel, but I did not personally read it. Someone that I knew read it.
Dude,
which
that
means
book
I did
sounds
not.
tight.
Yeah, so it's like he wrote an essay I read in college that profoundly affected the way I think about modern society, about how the worst mistake in the history of the human race was when we stopped being nomadic, which is essentially when we started stripping the earth for its resources instead of following its patterns and the herds and accepting its gifts gratefully. So he says, I think that maybe the indigenous people of what's now North America made a choice a long time ago, millennia ago, to not follow the path of mechanization. Their tools remained simple but efficient, and while they still warred among themselves, they maintained a general egalitarianism that I think we can look back on with admiration and even awe. What do you think?
So this sparked a different tirade in my life because I kept trying to read articles about that author, but every website was trying to make me pay for it, and I felt like I was being panhandled in my own home.
Whoa, what? That's crazy.
I just want to read the article. I'm not trying to buy a book. I don't want
they're all on like JSTOR and
I don't know,
like that.
just like every publication now. I get it, right? The death of the newspaper is like a huge loss, but at the same time, I'm like, I'm not buying a book. I just want to get a little bit of information. Mm-hmm. And then I started getting mad that universal income isn't a thing because I'm like, if you gave everybody $40,000 a year, which is a drop in the bucket in the sales tax. It's like no one would be panhandling in your own home so you could read some fucking words.
Mm-hmm. Let us read.
So I didn't get to read a lot about this guy, but it did. I like to think about this. When was the first, I guess, it had to have been when we were still evolving and we weren't a Homo sapien quite yet. But when was the first, puncture of thought when someone looked up and went, conquer, and then they went forth, and at one point Europeans had colonized were in every 85% of all countries on Earth.
Like what sort of adversarial situation was the precursor?
Thought
well,
I
feel
will
like
take everything.
You can see like apes or
they're gnarly.
Chimps do it.
Or even toddlers.
Oh yeah.
You just
but
watch.
They're us.
Right, they're us, and they haven't watched that much TV, and they don't understand. But then they're just like, mine. And you're like, whoa, no, we share this. No! And you're like, oh, okay, well, huh.
It's that instinct in you to...
It's like caveman, to hoard your resources so you can survive.
So you're saying that it's inevitable. It's part of our wiring as Homo sapiens.
Yeah, I think that there are a lot of disappointing side effects of evolving as an ape. I think war and eating faces.
I'm glad we didn't start out as dolphins. We'd
jerking it.
Even stranger, I think.
Yeah, this is probably the best. They say there's a theory.
I mean, we're the hottest. We could have been.
I mean, angels wanted to fuck all the human ladies.
Come on. All the gods want to come down and mess with us.
There's a theory in the occult metaphysical realm where they tried that's where centaurs came from. That's where Cyclops came from. They're like, okay, we were trying to just figure out how the fuck this is going to work on this planet. And the ape, that makes the most sense. They have thumbs and they're taller than raccoons, and that was the only other option.
They can run and jump and stretch and kick
and spit
and throw their faces. That's an essential trait.
Spitting?
Yes. Well, if you want to farm.
I
feel like we look back too fondly on things that we don't really understand. And I know that we may never know, and it's nice to wonder, and what we do know seems great, but I just think we're oversimplifying them and their legacy to sort of just make them into this idyllic golden age.
They just gathered food.
Their lives they were closer to the earth, like they had an easier life maybe, but I don't know if they would trade one for the other, or like what their life actually was like. Broken bones.
I was fucking reading about the towers of skulls in Mayan culture in what is present-day Mexico City.
Yeah.
And archaeologists for a long time were like, that was just conquistador bullshit so they could justify colonization. And then they started finding hundreds of thousands of buildings made of skulls, and they were a lot of kids.
Oh.
Like, it was just...
So that was like an entire village that was...
Yeah, no, the whole country. They're like, these towers of skulls. I'll put up the Mayan word because it's a crazy word that I would just butcher. But they were essentially saying, like, they had little excerpts from conquistador stuff, and they're like, they sacrificed 80,000 people in 4 days. They're like, this is...
Where did all those people come from?
They were like, you cannot describe the horror that is happening here. And they were like, I was like reading this going, oh my God, could you imagine being in the jungle and watching people just get slaughtered and slaughtered? They said that that cathedral in the Mexico City Square was built on a river of blood.
What was the point of it?
To appease the idols.
Oh.
But I'm like, but is that really what they were doing? If you're throwing a bunch of teenagers constantly, they would rip out beating hearts. That was the thing. Mm-hmm. That sounds very painful. But they were close to the land.
Yeah, they were a little psychotically close to the land.
Yeah, I feel like something... I don't know if there just was a sinister energy as part of the negative end of the battery of life that was just manifesting in the jungle, or how many people maybe escaped it and was like, you know what, that's just some city shit. We live out.
We're rural.
We live way
kind.
out.
We don't sacrifice each other.
But yeah, I think nomadic life was smelly and rapey and violent. Envision a future where you have all the benefits of technology and 3D printing, and you give a shit about the environment.
Yes.
And it's not hard.
I think that we can turn this thing around.
Oh, yeah, I do too.
I do think there's time for us to care and see that care manifested to make a better world. Because whenever I think about, like, any other century, I always realize that I would be dead by now because I had appendicitis when I was 21.
Ruby was stuck.
So
I would have died.
we'd both be fucking dead without modern medicine. But that said, I think we really enjoy imagining the collapse of society as it is.
Oh, yeah.
My favorite genre of literature is dystopian, post-apocalyptic sci-fi. So, I mean, not that I could last in a purge situation or anything like that, but I could cook.
I mean, you could throw free food at them and they'd take one bite and be like, oh, she gets stuff.
Until the food runs out, I'm okay.
I think, I think about the military-industrial complex, too, and how they reached this plateau with their technological advances, and then they suddenly were like, these chameleons, they can change their skin, and then they started, like, inheriting...
Eating chameleons.
Yeah, then they started making chameleon soup every day. Or then they started making aerial, helicopters based off of how hawks leave the ground. And you're like, duh. That shit has always been there.
To like just mirror whatever nature is doing because she's the most efficient creator anyway.
Yeah, and maybe there was a deviation from nomadic culture. Like I said, naturally, we didn't happen this way. We didn't start the mining of cobalt and then the fucking... I mean, think about bringing gunpowder to where you live. Fuck everyone else. It's like huge. There was no artificial interference. This was natural. And I think it may have happened because that's samsara, that's the cycle. And I think now people are, shooting up schools or going postal because they're hungry for meaning. And how do you satiate that hunger? Well, you go back to the basics. And we've been detached from the basics for so long.
It sort of reminded me that energy or like life, it tends to like move out in the most complicated, like it goes down into like the tiniest little branches of complicated separation and like specialization. And if something doesn't work, then it just breaks off and it doesn't follow
like
that path anymore.
Or something like the
capillary branches. Yeah, like that shape. I was just imagining that and thinking like our schizophrenia and like our all of our deviations, I guess, are just like branches, that may or may not work out, I guess.
And I think they manifest a common want, right? Mm-hmm. People want more of anything, whatever it is, they just want more, and the guy lives in a castle and everyone lives below him and that's what he wanted. And
then that lady with her long ass hair up in the castle.
The guy climbed it.
She's in that fucking tower. She's like got the hair out.
What a babe. What an isolated babe.
How did she wash that shit?
I don't know. What a fucking weird story. Thinking about like reading some of these stories to Ruby, I'm like, God, this shit is fucked. I hate to be an anti
traditional story.
Yeah, I don't want to come off as like I'm canceling whatever. But I'm just reading this being like, ew, this is kind of weird. She was isolated and alone.
Well, the Snow White story, too.
That's gross.
I mean...
I wonder if it was written by a dude.
Ooh. Let's Google it.
But then again, where are the women writers? Coming out with this shit. Come
That's
on,
right.
ladies.
Just stand up, ladies.
Stand up and pee, okay?
Let's all learn to stand up and pee, please. Not just when you're camping.
I like that question a lot. Because it kind of, I don't know what you looked up, but I went to Mayan skulls.
Yeah. I tried to look at, I read a little bit about Jared Diamond, and then I got sidetracked.
I want to read that book. Zach said he might have it, so he's going to bring it to me, because I was like, I want to know, the origins and how geology affects, or not geology, geographics, how they affect, what you want to do? Burp corner. We should have a
move
burp
away
mic.
From the mic.
Yeah, we should have a mic over here that we burp into.
Eudora Wells.
And it just blows out everyone's speakers who's listening. Do you remember when Bart got together all those loudspeakers?
Oh yeah, was that April Fool's Day?
Yeah, and then he turned on one of them and it
And he was like, testing.
Or when did he have the Duff can put in the shaker?
Yeah, the paint shaker. And then he put it in there, and then that was the April Fools.
I think those are the same episode. You would know better
no,
than
there
I.
was some consequence that came from him using all of those megaphones. Like
from
he
the
had
police, right?
I don't remember.
Ah, fuck.
Shit.
We gotta rewatch The Simpsons. No one's interested in our Simpsons.
Nobody cares as much as we do.
Now, I mean, like, well, now it was fucking forever ago. Those seasons.
At least 20 years ago. Let's see. Zach asked a very similar question where he said, is man too far out of touch with nature?
Yes. I mean,
are we all lost beasts?
I mean, I always see that as like, the more gun violence there is, the more you're like, do you have sex ever? Because I feel like you just need to have sex and just like relax and eat good food. And
I feel like violence gets us more in touch with nature. I feel like nature is very, very violent.
That's true.
But I don't wish to encourage violence. I think our natural state should be peaceful. I was just remarking on how cruel nature can be.
Like the chimp that ate the kid's face in Dallas that Trini was just telling me about. And I remembered a phone call I heard, a recorded phone call of a woman screaming on the phone because her pet chimp was eating her friend's face.
Yeah, pet chimp, I think is the...
Yeah, what is wrong? If you
Don't
have
do
an
that.
exotic pet, I'm like, you're insane.
Yeah. Ugh, God. It just makes me think about that documentary about the grizzly bears. Where
I didn't see that.
they were like all buddy with the grizzly bears, and then there was like a recording of him getting eaten by one.
I'm gonna put being eaten by a bear down as number one way I don't want to die.
What is that? Is that poison ivy?
No.
Is it a mosquito bite?
Kind of looks like it. Or
Is it a
bug
bot fly?
No! Bot flies!
Not the bot flies.
Right, it's like, if we're out of touch with nature, are we less violent and more complacent and then we get more shit done? But then are we less satiated with our souls and we get fat and then we just fart and we smell our own farts and then we don't like anything?
I want to be closer to nature. But I feel like everything that we've built, all of our systems, our fucking phones and communication.
But also when you go camping, you get eaten alive by everything.
Yeah, all the bugs I can't. Oh man, I'm so
The
susceptible
bugs
to
and the
being
plants.
eaten by
And then you go out
bugs.
there and you're like, okay, this is why we built walls and a floor because fuck this shit.
I love air conditioning.
I think we can have both.
Yeah. Well, if we live in a cave.
I'll live in a cave.
You want to
I
live
would
in a
fucking
cave?
dwell in a cave hard.
Okay. Do you like the darkness?
Yeah.
Okay.
Could I come out a little bit though?
Yeah, you could come out a little bit.
Okay.
I would let you out a little bit.
Whitney gets her 1 hour.
If you could move the rock.
Oh!
Was that a reference to Easter?
An allegory of the cave is what I came up with.
Oh, she's on the platonic ideals. I'm over here in the Jesus stuff.
She's over in the Jesus
Would you like another question, Mom?
Yes. Thank you, Zach.
Zach. Shit, I wasn't supposed
Zachariah.
to say his name.
Wait, why? Did he say not to say it? Fuck him.
No, for the next question. Do you want me to just skip the next question since we said your name?
He
Okay.
didn't say his name.
Oh, I didn't?
I'll bleep it out if you did, but I didn't hear a name.
Oh, is the Illuminati real?
Yes. Did you ever hear the JFK speech about how he will not tolerate secret societies? And then he got shot in the fucking head and his wife scooped up his brains from the back of a Cadillac?
Do you think that was why? Or do you think it's because of the fucking Bay of Pigs mission where he almost got into a World War, whatchamacallit?
He was ready to squash the CIA. The CIA got pissed and he was like, fuck you. And then they're like, oh, you want to say fuck you to the CIA? And the CIA went like, oh, one gun theory, one bullet. And it's like, went through all, it's so dumb. It's so dumb. I can't believe people shoot that
wait,
shit up.
bring us back to why this has to do with the Illuminati.
I remember listening to his speech about how secret societies will not be tolerated, and it ties into how I think it was Merrill Lynch, the giant financial company, was always standing. I don't remember whose president's ear, but they're like, while he was giving speeches, they're like, and you're like, oh yeah, no, The
Follow
president's
the money.
just a fucking
Follow the
puppet.
money.
And it's been that way forever. I think the internet can change that. But I think
Where you at, internet?
I mean, I don't know if they wear tinfoil hats and they wear square shit. You know what? I kind of miss holding the mics. Not gonna lie.
Should we hold them? Oh, can you take them out without unplugging them?
Pause. Oh yeah, I guess we just gotta fucking...
I feel like you and I didn't get to like talk or say hello before we started.
We never do. We can say hello at the end.
Or you keep yours plugged in.
No.
Pull this out.
At me. Is it gonna be easier if I do that?
Should be.
Oh shit.
Oh, poop shit. Okay, I'm talking into the butt. I want to shave my head.
Guitar Center, I'm coming for you. I want my fucking money back. I want my money back.
I want my money back, money back, money back,
Chili's money back ribs.
With
Barbecue
my money
money.
back sauce.
Dude, I have barbecue money with you today.
Oh my god. Barbecue sauce is my favorite. I mean, one of my favorite sauces.
I didn't know
I mean,
that.
now that I'm not eating chicken tenders or chicken nuggets anymore, I haven't had barbecue sauce in so long, but for most of my life, my greatest comfort was like a chicken
To
tender.
wash your hair with barbecue
and
sauce.
barbecue sauce, just like too much barbecue sauce. And now I've entered this new chapter where I'm trying to just eat veggie.
Now you enter this new chapter where you need to fucking have chicken tenders delivered right now on... Dude, that sounds so good.
I know, that sounds so good.
Sorry, I don't mean to
I feel all
tempt you,
bloated
but I'm like hungry.
thinking about eating chicken. I've been eating a lot of beans today. I did black-eyed peas, collard greens,
Bean
I did
corner.
black beans, and potatoes.
That's too many beans.
I got to fart.
Yeah, you're gonna fart a lot. Are you gonna fart right now? You looked at me as if it was happening.
I got to fart, mama. Do you want more question?
Yes, give me more. That's one of my favorite personas of yours.
Oh, Sufan, who's straight to business. She is definitely straight to business. Okay, the dog's coughing a little bit. Oh, we have a question from our BFF, Aaron.
Aaron.
Aaron asks, what do you hope they discover when the James Webb Telescope comes online this summer?
The inside of a fucking alien
alien's
sphincter.
cloaca. We want that to be the initial moment of the universe in its conception. It took place in an alien's cloaca.
I want that cigar-shaped himoama to turn into a giant middle finger.
I mean, what was the first thing that happened when time started? Isn't that what they're going to see?
Right? Isn't that what they're always looking for? Why keep building these increasingly expensive fucking telescopes
To see
that are
further and
outdated?
further back in time.
Right. What a funny, not that I don't love space or exploring it, but I'm like, the foster system is
I
a
know,
burden.
there's so many people we could help, but the exploration
That's
of
another
space
question.
benefits our species.
Sure, the rich ones, where they get to pontificate about it.
You may be right.
Do I want...
But I think that a little poor kid can love space and become an astronaut too.
No, I don't. Yeah, no, I don't get that mad. I have many thoughts when
I think if we're gonna take the fucking money out of somebody's pockets, it's gonna be the defense system.
Oh, you mean like the
war
lawyers?
machine.
Oh, Lockheed and Martin. Oh God.
Lockheed Martin.
Good night.
Locking and marking.
What's the fucking weapons company who
Lockheed
named their shit after the dog that gates the realm of hell?
Cerberus.
Yes. They named their shit that. That's the name of their weapons company.
It makes sense.
Yeah, I guess.
It guards the gates of Hades or whatever. My friend Gangone had a dog named Cerberus when we were growing up. She's a Rottweiler.
Ooh, I was about to say, I'm like, was it a Rottweiler?
Yeah, she was sweet though. We called her Serby.
Until the day
she passed away. Sweet Cerberus.
I hope this doesn't make sense, but I hope that whatever they do find when they get that telescope live is just something that will fucking catapult us to make quantum computers come out faster. Like, I'm so ready to be over this plateau.
What is taking technology so long?
Seriously, why do I have to plug shit into the fucking wall?
Why do we need cords still? She's not satisfied. We need to move it along.
I never have been. I remember, like, being a kid and looking at the fucking black and white Macintosh being like, where's the color?
What is this shit?
What the fuck is the color?
Can't even see colors. Well, I guess I have to be the devil's avocado.
That's why you're here.
We have made so much progress in 100 years. It's like, think about 100,000 years of us just walking around, picking our butts, eating berries, and then, splashing in the river. And then in the last 100 years, we have the internet, the cell phone, the smartphone, fucking, potato ricer. I know you want more. Ricer. It's coming. It's coming. I promise you. We haven't stopped. But, we have CRISPR. You know about CRISPR? The gene...
Oh, yes.
Gene altering...
Can't rich people buy the kind of baby that they want?
That's the inherent problem. Did you see that Matt Damon movie?
Yes. Gattaca?
No. Well, that one was a similar problem, but Matt Damon was in a sci-fi movie where the rich people were like up on Mars and they like had designer babies, and then all the poor people were back on Earth in like these giant slums.
All the poor people back on Earth having fun.
Well, not anymore.
Fun.
Not that now that it's just apartment buildings and there's nowhere to play. But it's very interesting to think what our future holds. I try to recycle, but I don't know what the recycling companies are doing with my rubbish.
That doesn't matter. What matters is that you get a peace of mind by putting shit in a blue bin.
But if it's just like a stupid fake thing that doesn't
fake.
do anything, every time I put something in there, I'm like, this is fake.
Well, that's why we need to fucking expand our knowledge of thermodynamics. Don't fucking tell me that when I use energy to make something, it's gone. Fuck you. That's wrong. Don't even do better. Learn more. Figure it out. There's no fucking way
not satisfied.
that I've lost everything now and I'll get a little bit back. Fuck you, man.
The aluminum cans are actually infinitely recyclable, actually.
Okay.
But plastic is what degrades every time you try and recycle it. But if we stick to metal and glass, well, glass I think loses quality too. But I think metal is okay. I don't know. We had another great question.
Ooh, bring it up.
Do I have a booger?
No.
Thank you for checking.
You're welcome.
I felt an itch.
Didn't you feed the dogs? Look at him.
I fed him twice.
Shut the fuck up.
I fed him one scoop and then I fed him another scoop.
Murphy, come here. I'm sorry. I neglected you all day.
He needs something. So I think our question... Spencer asks us, if you could have any superpower, what would it be and why? I've got my response loaded up. I know exactly what I would choose.
Cock and blow it or whatever you do.
Chocker! I would choose teleportation.
Okay.
Because
that's a good one.
I wouldn't have to travel anywhere. I wouldn't need a car. I could also teleport objects because I'm in charge of this fantasy. I wouldn't have to pay for shipping. I wouldn't even have to go to a store. I would just teleport the things that I needed. And I could instantly just go to Thailand and get a bowl of noodles and then come back to my bed.
Now you've piqued my interest because now I'm like, whoa, wait, I could go eat.
Pop into Osaka, Japan and get the okonomiyaki of your dreams and then pop back home.
Well, fuck.
So I don't know what you could do that'd be better than that.
I fucking figured it out just now. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
But mine, you would miss out on the experiential of transportation, right?
Right.
But if I could just manifest whatever it is that I needed, wanted, even things that are beyond my understanding.
Like a genie. You would be a genie?
Yeah, I'd be a genie there.
Her power is to be a genie. Like I
that opens everything. Well, you'd go
make it happen.
Osaka takoyaki, and then it would just be there.
I dig that power too. That's more like magic. I guess that's what superpowers are.
Yes. My dog is hungry.
So my friend Julia asked us a question. She says, my cue is, what is your desert island single purpose kitchen appliance? i.e. avocado slicer, whipped cream canister, etc. And what would you use it for that is not its intended use?
First thing that comes to my mind, it's a Chinese cleaver.
Yeah, I wanted to ask about knives. I feel like
right.
The knife is the primary thing that I would need on a desert island, but that seems to be covered, right? Because it's not an appliance.
Okay.
We need something that would work as an appliance. I'm gassy. I'm gaseous. Is microwave too big? I mean, I wouldn't want to bring a microwave anyway. I don't think.
You've got fire. I mean,
we still have fire.
There is no. I use an oven.
Yeah.
And then that's it. Like I use an oven.
Well, I was thinking like whisk. Is that an appliance? Would you even need a whisk? Like spoons.
I'm not bringing a blender.
Blender could be useful. Huh.
For what though?
Making frozen drinks.
Ew, for the smoothies.
When you're on the island and you need to
want to make smoothies when I'm fearing for my life every day.
Shit. What would I select?
Garbage disposal.
You know
what?
Slap chop. And you could use it as a weapon.
I'm feeling a wee stumped.
I'm a little stumped by this too. I guess because I'm not a gearhead. I said that in one of my classes this weekend. I was like, I'm not really a gearhead when it comes to kitchenware. And they like laughed a lot more than they usually do. And the dude was like, it's just really funny to hear somebody say gearhead in reference to kitchen. And I was like,
it's gear.
It's gear.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry, dude.
Gearhead appropriately?
What the hell? Don't limit me. So, I bet you would bring your lemon squeezer.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And
lemon squeezer.
You could use it as a mammogram device to check for lumps and stuff.
To squeeze tits. You could squeeze your tits, to squeeze someone else's tits, to squeeze the islanders' tits.
Oh, can opener? Do you think we'd ever need that?
Dude, don't get me started.
Whitney
get me started.
Whitney has a can opener curse.
I bought 4 different can openers from 4 different stores, thinking that one store would be better than the other one. And they're not. They all break. And then I get like, I hate the single-use American shit. Like, oh, I'm going to fix this. It's a fucking can opener. It's, the cutting elements are still there.
Nope. I don't know how I did it, but I've got a good one. And I'm never going to let her use it because it'll break right after she touches
some genetic shit. I know, you fucking blame me for the Let's Eat Awesome one. I was like, I haven't even used that one. Wait, yes, I did.
Something about the way she touches it.
It's the gallon of water. Oh,
This
it's funny. It's
dude,
always 10 o'clock.
Like, is always consuming. Do you know what I mean? He's the smallest, but he has the biggest poops.
Dude, he's so fucking thirsty. It's like, just drink water at any other point of the day.
So, Julie, I think we would take a lemon squeezer or can opener, and then I would use my can opener
I'd bring knives.
to open up papayas and mangoes and avocados and stuff.
Julia, thank you. I am stumped.
We would have to bring knives, and I would bring some kitchen towels. That would be handy. Let's see. We have another question that's coming from Mark Glazer. He says, "Are you from Australia?"
Yes.
No.
She's from the Australia of America.
Australia?
AKA Virginia.
No. And then his second question: how many ghost friends do you have?
I was about to be like, wait, what's that song?
That's the Immigrant Song. So when I was little, I used to see ghosts, but I don't see ghosts anymore. I guess if I had one ghost friend, it would be my dad, but I've never like seen his manifestation outside of my dreams. So, do I have any ghost friends? Not that I know of. When I was little, they weren't my friends either. They were just nuisances. There was one, so I lived in an apartment building with my mom and my brother and this roommate dude called Craig. And me and my brother shared the master bedroom, which was at the end of the hallway, and we could see the front door I could see the front door from my bed. So it was always really scary to go to sleep because we didn't close our door. And so I would always see this like green slime goop monster just like trudging down the hallway out of the out of the darkness towards me. I always used to see that. Like this slime, green slime monster just like trudging down the hallway. Granted, I read a lot of Goosebumps books. I read all of them.
Do you remember the Goosebumps books that came with slime?
No, I think I got them secondhand, so the treats were all taken. But of course, I was thinking of like the blob, you know, where they go to camp and there's like a big blob all the kids are being fed into or whatever. So I remember seeing that, and then I remember seeing like this weird, like scary Elvira lady at my Uncle Johnny and Aunt Leslie's place. But that was brief. I don't know.
These aren't friends, Megan.
These are not friends. It's because I watched Tales from the Crypt.
Dude, that shit would scare me.
And Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Every time that fucking dude came on. Oh my god.
And like Ren and Stimpy and just like creepy stuff. I was always watching creepy stuff.
Yeah.
So, do you have any ghost friends?
Just my dad and my grandpa and my grandma. And then Lucas's grandparents. I've all felt their essence.
What about you, Mark? You got any ghost friends?
What about you, Mark? Tell us about your ghost friends.
How do they manifest? Do you think they're real? Do you think there's trauma related to spaces? Like a space could be haunted or something? I don't know.
Do you remember the fucking movie Drop Dead Fred?
Did it have the pretty in pink lady in it?
I don't know.
I remember people liking it, or like one of my friends, it was one of their favorite movies, but I never saw it.
It's about imaginary friends. You should
okay.
It's good. I think it's also a good adult movie.
Oh, interesting. It's got adult situations.
I remember one time the Fred, the main imaginary friend, like fucking gets on the floor and goes underneath her mom's legs and goes, "Cobwebs!"
Oh god.
Fucking cobwebs! It's like, whoa.
Jeez. Yeah, those types of tropes always make me think like, what, they never go pee, they never shower, like
so funny to the director, right?
It's like, oh, this lady gets no play. She's old and decrepit up inside. Do you want more questions?
I want more questions.
Okay, let's see. Shoot, I think that's all the questions.
Okay. Well,
That
now we
is
can say
everybody.
hello to each other.
How are you?
How are you? Dude,
I was worried about you earlier when I saw you were on the side of the highway.
there is nothing shittier than being stuck on the fucking side of a highway where the speed limit's like 80.
Oof.
It's hot.
So dangerous.
It is really dangerous. I thought about how dangerous it was, and then like I called 6 or 7 tows, and they're like, "What?" Well, I'm in Leander. You know who you should call? Hog Hauler. And I was like, "Oh my god, okay." And then they keep talking to you, and I'm like, "Side of the highway, shut the fuck up."
Gonna die. Gotta go.
Like really upset that my fucking bike is not moving right now. It's brand new. You know, just like mad, and they're just like, "Well, you know, Stevie is a good guy. He's a good..." I'm like,
listen, brother.
fuck
I
up.
don't have time to cut up with you right now.
And then I was like, "Well, what if we go to U-Haul and rent a truck, and then I'll grab..." I was like, "Well, I don't have a ramp, you know."
Yeah, jeez.
And then the dealer's like, "Yeah, we're booked." And I'm like, "Great." And then I had to go.
Probably getting a U-Haul would be the cheapest way.
That probably right. That probably
Because a tow would be at least 100, but I think you could do U-Haul for like 50.
With the ramp though, I don't know. Maybe
I feel like they give you equipment that helps you load your furniture on
you're like,
there.
"Do you have something for a really heavy fridge?" That is one
like the
set of
heaviest
wheels.
fridge that has wheels?
But then I've got a baby in the car. It just makes shit harder. So it was just like, and then I didn't eat. There was a lot of mistakes being made. The mistake is
Not eating is just
the worst.
It tears you up. It
Mistake
just,
number 1: not eating.
Do you keep, quick to grab things for you, like bagels
When you drink
and
coffee,
things?
though, you're
It
like,
kind of satiates your hunger temporarily because it's hot and the caffeine.
and then there were just so many mistakes. I learned a lot today, but it's been a very, very long time since I had a bike that I had to worry about, because otherwise if it was an old bike, you're like, "Oh, we're not going to get on the highway, we're going to do
So
this."
this one, it just keeps shutting off?
Yes. I was like doing 80. I was filming it, so got that. I'm like, "Oh, it's running great." Never mind. It's not. I'm pulling over. This is the end.
Damn.
And then it's like,
I love how much you're filming, though. I can't wait to see the videos.
I know I lost a vlog because the fucking recorder I got from Guitar Center is borked.
Guitar Center? You
I'm
have
fucking
broken our hearts.
so tired of everything
Up
that
to
fucking
here
business
with
does.
us, with these microphones.
Done. But then it was cool. I went into Revival Cycles is having their motorcycle show in fucking Statesman.
Oh, shit.
And they're bulldozing it when the motorcycle show is done. So we went up to like go see the fucking old
They're
news.
bulldozing the Statesman?
They're bulldozing the whole thing.
Damn. My friend Claire works there.
But the fucking printers, it's massive. I had no idea. I was thinking maybe a facility like that would be in Houston or something. I mean, it was like an acre of fucking printers and ink.
And they're just destroying it?
Yeah.
Because they don't need it anymore.
No. The newspaper died, sadly.
I love the feeling of one. And I actually need to collect a bunch to make paper mache. Do you know where I should get them?
HEB, they've got like all those like free things.
Mm-hmm. Maybe Austin Creative Reuse might have a stack.
They might. Mm-hmm.
I'm going there tomorrow. Check it out. Get some supplies.
But
Bone Daddy.
wait, how'd you get from over there?
Hey,
over
wait
here?
a second. I've got some questions
I got
for
a
you,
question for you.
Buster.
How much rum is in that fucking bottle over there? Okay, that's all I needed to know.
All right. That's what I'm saying.
Look how much pizza we ate.
That's actually a good amount. She was hungry.
Like half a slice. Most of it. No, you're good,
Yeah,
brother.
after you make me a fucking old fashioned.
She wants that rum old fashioned. That's what she wants.
Yeah.
You gotta
Dude,
get
I'm going into Yummy Noob tomorrow.
This bitch has so many jobs. Sorry, I didn't
I
mean to
know,
call
I
you
do.
a bitch. What? Oh no, I'm good. I got my little chocolate.
Oh, Lucas, could you grab us the chocolate box? I got chocolates in Waco.
The chocolate box.
I don't know how many are in there. Dude, Murphy's being a fucking a-hole.
He drinks all the water and then he eats all the food.
There are three of us.
And then he wants to go outside and he wants to go inside.
This one is...
Oh my god.
Oh shit. I think this one's banana cream passion fruit and I don't remember what this one is.
Can you show the camera? Tra la 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 tra la 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 la. So what are you saying? I should ingest one of these little cocoa beans?
Yep.
What's the blue?
I don't think I remember what the blue one is.
What's this one?
I think this is banana cream and then this one's passion fruit.
Banana.
The nipple.
Will you pick for me? Because I can't choose.
You can't?
Nope. And I refuse to.
You do the mystery one. I only picked good ones.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Should I eat the paper?
The paper is good for you. Eat the fucking paper.
Oh, look at that.
Look at that. That's so nice.
Aww. Oh god. It's anchovy.
Oh, dude, anchovy. I fucking hate antiquity food. That shit tastes like fucking rotting mermaid pussy. I swear to God.
Des anchois.
I ate a pizza with the anchovies. Like, oh, I'll try it. I'll try anything. And I spit it into the fucking trash in front of the person who ordered it. I was like, what's wrong with you?
It's good. I like it on pizza.
Because you like eating rotting mermaid pussy.
I guess, well, we established last time
we did that you would run away with
I'm going to run away with a mermaid, so I don't know, ask T-Pain. He also said he wanted to fuck a mermaid, so there must be something in it.
Dude, when I worked at Guitar Center...
Wait, you worked there? The plot thickens. This is an age-old resentment.
I did.
Unbelievable. I thought you just hated them because you didn't like their products or their prices.
There's more.
Please continue.
Yeah, no, I hated them for a multitude of reasons. I worked security and then I worked in accessories. And when I worked in accessories, people would always come over and be like, I want to sound like T-Pain. And I'm like, oh yeah, here's the a magic man, a beard.
That's a husband right there.
Thank you.
That's why you get you a husband.
A husband. What are you doing out there? Just hanging? He's just hanging. How's your day?
Megan
Corner.
Ay. Very basic and easy and fun, but also just thinking like existentially, am I doing the right thing?
Yeah.
But
what?
I did good shooty hoops. You know, I sat and had my coffee with my cat.
No,
it was really nice.
That sounds nice.
I like to just be, whatever I'm doing, I just want to be right there, like super hard. Just like pay really close attention to whatever it is. So when I'm driving, I like don't have any music on or anything. I'm just like super engaged with the clutch and like, you know, like scanning like a robot. I feel like I turn everything into a game.
That sounds like Little Megan.
Yeah, I guess when I'm alone, I revert back to Little Megan.
Little Megan may have just been steering the ship for a long time.
I think that's true. But I wonder when the more adult Megan comes out.
With a big fucking platform boots and long hair. I can see her now.
Long hair is gonna kill me.
That's why it's
stuff.
a doll Megan.
I want to shave it off. Shave my head. No worries. I'm gonna figure it out. Maybe just pin these back.
What kind of product do you use?
I have Head and Shoulders Tea Tree. I have purple shampoo.
See, this is what I'm saying. You don't like your hair because you don't got the right tools to manage it.
See, I could use a little advice in that way. You know what I mean? So,
dude, I got a Ukrainian lady who yells at me. She's the body
Erin
lifter.
just told me today that she went back.
She did. So I went and saw her, and I thought about like bringing her flowers and all this stuff. And I'm like, she's Ukrainian. She's gonna be like, why the fuck did you spend money on fucking flowers and didn't send money to the Ukrainian army? And I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna send money to the Ukrainian army.
There you go.
Because she told me, fuck the Red Cross, fuck Biden. She like went on this fucking thing. She's like, you send money to my fucking sister. She is buying guns for the military, and she's like, legit, her family ain't going fucking nowhere, and they're not running from shit. And I'm like, I'm gonna pray for you. I'm gonna pray for everybody, because. And then she told me about this fucking museum of corruption. They turned so the old mayor of Kiev, his fucking house, his mansion, and he has a piano that John Lennon played, and he's got cars on cars on cars, and the Ukrainian people kind of like banded together, got him the fuck out because he was just a puppet for Putin, and then they turned it into a museum and called it the Museum of Corruption. How fucking
That's so
badass
fucking
is
metal.
that?
So who gets the money off people going to visit it?
She told me, she said it's kind of expensive to go there because it costs a lot to maintain that property. It's huge. It's a mega mansion.
So they drew and quartered him, or what did they do to him?
I don't know. He disappeared, and then showed up in Russia later, and he's still alive living in Russia.
He's swimming with the Loch Ness monster.
But then she also gave me a fucking QR code for Austin Ukrainians who made their own website, so you can bypass the US government because they're being nefarious about it, and you can bypass the Red Cross, and they're UX designers, and they tell you where your money is going.
So do
not donate to the Red Cross. Do not believe anything that the US says that they're doing. She told me about a documentary called Winter on Fire that I need to watch.
Jesus, we're really peering under the behind the curtain here.
You walk into her shit and she's got Ukrainian everything. She's like, I'm 100% Ukrainian. So like everything that's going on with her, like you're getting the direct. Like she grew up in Kiev, and like, they're all really patriotic and bonded.
Mm-hmm. Patriotic people freak me out. Nationalism is something else.
If you were surrounded by Whitneys and Aarons, wouldn't you be protective of them?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of the same thing. It's hard for me to be protective of the people I don't know. Mm-hmm. But if I knew all my neighbors, everything would change, but they don't ever come out of their house, and they're always high. It's just like...
Yeah, I want a close sense of community. But I guess maybe our American spirit is more to be suspicious of one another.
Yeah, I think that fear has driven a really big crux into most facets of our existence.
I want to break down those barriers.
Yeah, I can't remember his name. He's just on Joe Rogan, but he's an African American who is going to Ku Klux Klan meetings, and he's shaking hands. And he is getting all of them to turn in their cloaks.
How does he convince them?
Just by walking into a meeting.
And that's all they need to see?
And a lot of the people are like, I've never talked to a black person before.
Wow.
And he's like, okay. And he sits there and he debates and he talks and he shakes hands and he knocks on doors. And that's like it's such an incredible mission, because what he's doing is the opposite of what you see in the media. You see divisive stuff and people getting mad, and it's like this.
Yeah, but I feel like he's risking his life every time he does that.
He thinks it's worth it. And also, but KKK members are fucking pussies, though.
I don't know any of them, but might be right.
I know that their dicks are very fucking small.
They gotta be, right?
I don't know this. What's it called when something gets all fucked up from when it's the opposite of sanitized? What's it called?
Dirty?
But if somebody it's tainted.
taint.
Don't taint my race. And you're like, what do you want? Incest? You know what happens?
Taint.
Your dicks get small.
That's right.
Your taint gets big and your dick
We need to
gets
spread our
small.
seed wide
Speaking
free.
of spreading seed, I'm glad this comes up in every episode.
We always talk about spreading our seed.
Ruby grabbed the bag of wildflower seed and just fucking dumped it everywhere, and I was like, hell yeah.
No!
I still have like a half a pound left, so it's fine. But
What did you do with the scoop up? The scoops up. What was that?
that was a
Dinosaur
cannonball.
fart?
The fuck was that? Shit.
I'm glad we're together in case everything's about to fall apart.
It would happen during one of our podcasts, and you and I would
We
be
are
leaders of the
podcasting
post-apocalyptic.
end of the world. Do we have enough canned goods and stuff?
No, I have enough rice. I just ran out of beans because I keep using them because everything's fine and peaceful, and that's how you get fucked, ladies and
You
gentlemen.
don't have dried beans?
No, when I dip into my supply, I've been dipping into my supply.
We need more furikake.
Ah, shit.
We need to get some nori in here. I need wakame. I want to see kombu in here. Multiple kinds of seaweed in here. Okay? You read me?
You know what? Oh, Megan.
Hit me.
Japanese Mediterranean crossover cuisine.
Are we talking chickpeas and...
I put miso in that fucking shug sauce on accident, and it is so good.
Suge Knight sauce.
Suge Knight. R.I.P.
There seems to be some type of entity moving objects inside the garage. We're gonna see how it plays out. It's forcing a fart out of me.
She does this every time she has to fart, just... Dude, I had this crazy thought.
About what?
Native Americans. We can end on this note.
Whoa, okay.
I was like, okay, how do you bring back Native Americans to the U.S. and give them whatever they want? Because we're not doing we're putting Dunkin' Donuts and 7-Elevens on it. Take it. Mm-hmm. Fucking take it. Mm-hmm. And we're killing each other all the time. But I was like, how do you utilize well, it's like, I don't want it to be, how do we use them? That's not what I want.
They must be used as tools.
I think that there is a huge spiritual gain to be had with, because I was reading about the Native Americans were fighting with these scientists over this bog man that they found in Montana. And it sucks because it's like the Native Americans were just like, we just want to be a part of this. And if you look back in history, that's mostly what it is. Treaties and stuff. It's like, you guys are like totally just writing us out of everything. So it's like, America needs spiritual healing. And Native Americans, I feel like, would want to offer that in a respectful manner.
What does that look like? Do they open churches and we go there?
What does that look like? It looks like sacred land, sacred waters, sacred, not retreats, because I want it to be more...
it seems like it'd be a retreat or like a theme park kind of thing. No,
I want people who are addicted to heroin to go. I want people who are addicted to fucking opioids and prescription pills, like especially like New England, like that whole area is just getting just totally demolished with drug addiction. And there are these ibogaine, there are natural drugs that can help these people, but you need a guide. We don't have any guides.
Is there a large contingent of people who wish to be guides? Because I could see like not giving a shit about...
I wanted to go to school, but then, and they're fighting for, in order for you to be a guide, you don't need a PhD, because it's bullshit. I went to ACC and they tell me, okay, I want to do this. here's 72 fucking credits that have nothing to do with what you want to do. And it's like, I just want to help people, but you guys have
to take like some kind of math or some kind of
a bunch of math, a bunch of art, a bunch of shit that doesn't, it's a lot of money. I'm like, I look at the price, I'm like, I don't have that kind of fucking money.
I wonder why you'd have to take that stuff if you've graduated high school. That's so fucked. That's poo-poo.
But the idea is to like elevate. It's like, man, imagine going to like, full disclosure, I have a family member who is on what's the
board of directors.
What's the legal heroin?
Fentanyl?
No. Whatever. Legal heroin.
Morphine?
Why can't
Methadone.
I
was gonna hit it eventually.
She wants to get off of methadone. There is no system for her to jump in which she can get off methadone, because the pharmaceutical companies are like, no, you're on methadone forever, because that's how they get their money.
We need you to still want the methadone. We want you to need the methadone.
She wants to do ibogaine, but there's no way to get because you can't red tape. But it's like, God damn, somebody just wants to fucking get off this shit.
That's the medical system. They break your legs and then they sell you the crutches.
So imagine going to North Texas and like being given some shit by a person who knows what they're fucking doing. And they don't have a PhD, but they've got great reviews, and a medicine woman, because it's like, you're not going to Mexico and the medicine woman graduated from Harvard, and
I feel like
you.
This sort of harkens back to our discussion about like indigenous peoples in ancient times and how they were idyllic and somehow perfect, and like
there are definitely ayahuasca shaman who are touching ladies. That is
so I'm just being the other side of the discussion.
No, I love it.
Like, why do we put so much emphasis on this type of healing when everything that humans do is rife with corruption and pain and people not doing the right thing?
So I think the only way that you can squash corruption, because there are people like me who would devote their entire life to getting people off of prescription drugs, heroin, whatever. I wanted to do it for years, but I gave up because I'm like, I'll just fucking wait until it's a program I can go do and get the certificate and then have ratings. But the way that you solve that is through transparency, right? You know where the money's going. You know how much money I'm making. You see the reviews. There is no like, you have the internet now. Transparency, like the fucking Black Lives Matter lady just got outed today for buying a fucking $10 million mansion in California.
She used
but here's the thing. So the first thing when I think about that, I go, the fucking families of victims don't get anything, right? And then this woman sees an opportunity, takes it, and in the article they described all the like shifting with the LLC, and then she said that the mansion was for Black Lives Matter activists to create content for abolitionists. And you're like, oh no.
Yikes.
Fuck.
I'm glad that I'll never aspire to own anything so extravagant as a $10 million house.
Be wasted on people like you and me.
Oh, well, unless we had, like, what are those things called? Segways? And we could ride around the house in a Segway and, like, try and push each other off the gyroscope.
I have
that would
three
only
motorcycles.
be fun for a couple of days.
Everything I need. The bag. Oh, give me a Berkey. What the fuck? It carries shit. What do you mean? Give you a purse that's expensive.
I do not require a coach.
What?
I try and keep the same bags all my life, but when they break, I have to replace them. And I always get them from Goodwill or some other bullshit because it's all garbage. I just want to use some garbage to hold my garbage temporarily and then return it to garbage.
Lucas's quest for me to have a nice wallet, every nice wallet, I'm like,
I have my dad's wallet. Do you want me to take his stuff out of it and I'll give it to you?
No.
It's just a leather
I
wallet.
like the wallet that Lucas has given me. But it's not... But I'm just saying it's like... I have this... Maybe... Was your dad like that? Like, was he like, fuck this shit? I don't... Like, what is this trash?
I think it's just a stupid brown leather wallet that I bought for him at Walmart. And he just still had it.
But, like, did your dad like nice stuff? Or he didn't give a fuck?
No.
Yeah.
My dad liked to have fun.
Yeah, there's people who have different priorities. I'm one of those people that go, shoes? I don't fucking need shoes.
Let's eat some popcorn shrimp.
Yeah. Give me that fucking fancy steak.
You want to get cocktails? You want to listen to music? You know, things you can experience, sort of.
Anyways, in the utopia of my mind, we pay Native Americans in land, money, whatever they want. We say, hey,
Make them queens of the earth again.
yes, yes.
Give the stewardship of the earth back over.
See, you're taking up what I'm spitting out. I'm
picking
fucking
it up.
gullet.
I got it.
While we get to heal, but also like fucking mingle.
I could do some mingling.
It's like, I remember growing up and going to a couple Native American like crazy celebratory stuff. Yeah, where it was like nuts, and I remember feeling crazy shit from that.
Oh, like
I've never
spirit
been-
energy?
Yeah, I've never been to another one of those celebrations since then. What the fuck is up with that?
Let's celebrate.
Let's celebrate.
Let's dance.
That's nice.
Gonna be okay. Gotta do.
Dude, Lady Gaga is
Most incredible songwriter of our lifetime?
She's smart.
I don't know.
Beautiful.
That's what people are
funny.
saying. That's what people have been saying. So I don't know.
Megan, closing thoughts.
I'm gassy.
She's gassy.
Sorry.
You're gassy.
That's okay. That's life. It's part of having a gastrointestinal little
It has
system
nothing
here.
to do with the 4 types of beans you ate today.
I ate a lot of beans today.
You fucked up.
Well,
What can I say? What can
and
I say?
that's it
I'm
for episode 6 or whatever this is.
It is episode 6.
We have 6 episodes.
Dude, episode 5 and people are already like, you got invited onto a fucking Austin.
People are reaching out.
Yeah,
The community is noticing.
What's the podcast you're going to be on?
Austin all day.
Austin all fucking day.
And then we're going to be on the Happy Birthday podcast.
And then we'll both be on the Happy Birthday podcast on the... we're recording it on the 14th. Right?
We'll see you there.
What does it matter? We're going to get a green screen.
We are going to get a green screen. That way we can do our pod from any location on earth or in heaven. Hallowed be thy name. Thy
Amen.
kingdom come.
La olam amen leolam
Om mani padme om.
matam.
Om mani padme om.
I wish I could do Gregorian chanting.
I don't know what they would say.
Well, they do that crazy throat singing.
Oh, like Cherubian throats.
She nailed it. She fucking nailed it. All right,
Thank
guys.
you very much.
Keep the questions coming.
For real.
Keep 'em coming.